All right, ain't no place like low place, and I want to touch on the Chris Eubank Jr. and the James DeGale fight. Let me check my audio. All right, ain't no place like low place, and I want to touch on Hey, that sounds pretty good. So yeah, man, you see the title, Chris Eubank Jr. is delusional, and I don't say it in the sense that everybody else says it. So I want to touch on that immediately. I watched the press conference, and James DeGale says, "If I lose, I have to retire," which I don't exactly agree with, but it probably would be the best call. Then Eubank comes behind him with the most uninformed shit in the world, which he later correct, but I'll get to why he corrected that, how he corrected that. Eubank comes behind him and says, "If I lose, it's 1-1 for both of us. If I lose, I have to retire. If he lose, he." I'm like, dude, hold on. James DeGale, 5 years older than you. He's had more eardrums busted than you, more shoulders busted up than you, more beat down. What do you mean you have to retire? It ain't like you lost to Caleb Truax and you found out you can't. What the fuck is this kid talking? Hold up. No homo, but you ain't got a body like this dude live on a damn sit-up plank. And you talking about if you lose, you have to retire. Fuck out, bro. Niggas is tripping, bro. Niggas is tripping. I mean, it's people that would love to be in the position where he at, and he's just looking like, well, I gotta carry my father's name as a titleist. Maybe you thinking that way, but bro, you could easily be a regular WBA champion. You could easily be the British champion, beating any and everybody and prospect. I don't get this guy, bro. Like, I don't get it. And that part right there is flat out delusion. To me, that's the delusion. Believing in himself, having a high belief. His dad, look, they took the own up for that. His dad said, "I embarrassed my son embarrassed me," in so many words. When they was talking about he's going to be the next Floyd, he could beat Triple G, he'll do this, he'll do that. They basically, Eubank Sr. said, we embarrassed ourselves. All right, cool. They dealing with that. That ain't deluded. That ain't deluded. They in a good spot. Now I would like to see this guy go perform, win, lose, or draw, and continue to perform. Be where you at. Don't talk retarded. His dad said a smart thing. It's nothing that he really physically cannot do. It's just mental and some kind of spiritual thing. Y'all know how Chris Senior get. Y'all know how Eubank Senior get. Y'all know how that shit get. Next 1 minute, God in heaven being talked about, a poem being read, his bow ties being adjusted, and he's taking 5 minutes till he says anything to you. Y'all know how he get. But what I don't like is that the fact people are telling Eubank in this fight, and I'm talking about it from the fight standpoint, fight night. They're telling him, all right, you don't need to be rough. You don't need to be who you've been. Remember, this guy threw George Groves' shoulder out of place with all that rough shit, with all that rough housing. George Groves didn't leave this thing unscathed. George won the fight, in my opinion, but it was for the worst. Chris Eubank got a guy in front of him now, and no matter what they say, I think they are banking on James to be a little off it. But he also knows he has the skill set to make James go off of. Yes. And when I say skill set, that could be, hey, the way he throws the kettlebell around could be perfect to fighting James DeGale. That kind of aggression, those kind of uppercuts, walk on him with a jab of any kind and make James DeGale feel it. Move your head and make him feel it. Sit on his chest, put your shoulder in him, throw your uppercuts, use your hand speed, make him feel it. I respect James DeGale, but he's going a little bit too far when he says, like, I've won it all, because that's what he said. I've won it all. I'm like, brother, you ain't never been undisputed, unified, or lineal. You fought for lineage. But to say you did it all, that's delusional. Now he did a lot, but he's a little deluded himself. James thinks, hey, I could talk myself into this. I can go off, get paydays, and these guys can be younger than me, less skilled. Look, if Caleb Truax can do it, anybody can do it. And I don't care about what James is talking about mentally. I wasn't there for the Truax fight. Well, what's your excuse for Badu Jack? Because you had 2 belts on the line that night, 3, 4, actually, lineal, ring, and those other 2. You had 4 belts and the lineal ring and the 2 belts each fighter had, the 1 belt that each fighter had. So come on now, you did a great job. But what is your excuse for the Jack fight, which you were favored to win? All right, you didn't get up for that one. Is it the substances? Eubank Jr.'s voice? I mean, senior voice. I like how Eubank Jr. kind of like jumps in front of his dad. Like, would you just say the shit already? You know what I'm saying? Singing like, James, are you off the substances? James, are you off the substances? And James like, what are you on about? What are you on about, man? What are you on about? Eubank Jr. just jumped in here like, I know my dad isn't going to change the question. I know my dad isn't going to be like, I'm not talking about heroin. I'm talking about liquor and liquor only. you know, he won't do that. He'll continue to troll you. Parliamentary procedure. This shit. It was a beautiful press conference. And James DeGale is childish, right? James DeGale was childish as shit because maybe Eubank started it, but James gets the microphone. Hold on, pipe down, wait your turn, grow up, be mature, blah blah blah, right? And then it's time for Eubank to talk, and James is over there making little DJ sound effects. Yeah, he's over there on the microphone. I'm like, brother, boy, James DeGale, a cocky motherfucker. That's all I can say. He's a funny dude. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm riding with Eubank Jr. And he doesn't need to be delusional in the ring. Eubank needs to go in here. Don't worry about all of y'all to say he can't box or he can't punch like his father. His back foot is flat, his lead foot is flat. He has skinny legs and a big torso. Don't worry about all you who says he's Ninja Turtle Jr. and is his dad really his dad because he light skinned. Don't worry about all of y'all. Go in there and do what the job calls for on the James DeGale. All right. If they tell you to scrap a car, they tell you scrap a car and you got the tools to scrap a car, right? Bro, don't take no scissors to the job, bro. You know what I mean? You got all the tools to scrap the car. I don't want to see you out there with no clothes hanger, pair of scissors, a little bitty hammer. No. Bring the guns out. So Eubank Jr. need to stay on my guy from the ding to the dong of this motherfucker. And I believe if he stays on him from ding, dong won't be very long. Okay? It won't be a full maybe it will. I can't play James DeGale out. If anybody in this sport can take an ass whooping, it is James DeGale. This man can take a landfill size ass whooping. We've seen it. Okay. Look, 168, Badu Jack, they should have stopped the fight. In my honest opinion, James would be better to say, okay, we can't win it, we stopping it. Just my honest opinion. He may even got back to a world title. Maybe 4 rounds before that last round, maybe even before that, we're not in the fight. You can't get in the fight. You busting up. Let's pull you. Let's wait for a better day, right? Those titles are gonna be vacant because he's moving up. Let's see if we can get in there. That's what he did anyways. That's basically what he did anyways. So I would have respect. I know fight fans don't like this, but this is a career. I'm trying to have till maybe 35, 36. DeGale is leaving 3 years on the table if he loses tomorrow. Well, Saturday. So look at the Porky Medina fight, which I believe he won, but he made it way harder than it needed to be. And Porky really came to fight. James even accused him of being on the substances. But look, James can take one. So if he's getting, man, look, Paulie Malignaggi, his corner, Paulie's in the corner now. I don't know if he's the head trainer. I missed that in the presser. And they really didn't say it. They just jumped right to him like, hey, you're a star over here. Let's talk to you. But Paulie needs to be careful what he lets James get into. James is at the acceptance stage in his career. He's talking about it. If I lose repeatedly, he's talking about that. So he's at that acceptance stage. Like it can come at any moment now. It can happen at any moment now. So Paulie need to know that. I forgot it. Damn it. What's his trainer's name? I know that man's name, and I can't think of James' original trainer. Soft voice. Yeah, I can't think of his trainer. James in best shape I've ever seen. Jim McDonald. if if he stops James, it's gonna hurt my soul. I mean, I think James got a lot of fans because he, like you said, he did kind of reach toward the top. He reached for the top. He didn't pull the shit down off the shelf. That's the only thing for the most part. He didn't pull it down in the biggest. Well, one time he pulled it down. The other times he left more to be desired. Everything was on the shelf. You know, that Andre Darrell fight, a lot of credit. The Butte war he went into, he was going into people's backyards 2 or 3 times in a row. Actually, 4 times in a row. The man came to North America 4 times in a row from my memory. He never defended his title, you know, in the UK until he got his title took from my memory. So if I just say like this, if I'm young Eubank, I'm 5 years younger than you, at least 4, maybe 5. You know, look, at bare minimum 3, at the max 4 years and 6 months, I say, somewhere in there, right? From what I last recall. I'm stronger than you. I am I'm more disciplined than you, because James will admit it. I'm a party boy. He said, I'm a party boy. I drink and I'm still gonna mash him up. But the problem is you haven't mashed anybody up. You haven't done that. And Chris Eubank Jr. has. You know, how many times could Billy Joe Saunders fight that fight with Chris Eubank? How many times could he have somebody on him 6 rounds at the end of the fight going ham and going hard, need to hold on and being a rough tumble affair? How many times? How many times? Then look at the retired James DeGale. Who actually retired James DeGale? Let's ask this. Who actually retired him? Last guy to fight him or the guy that blew his shoulder out? Come on. Exactly. Well, you know, a little bit of Eubank and the other guy, right? So I think he need to pull back. Chris need to pull back. First and foremost, if I'm his trainer, I don't even want him thinking about you gonna lose this fight. What the fuck? Why would you even think this? You got this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got this. You quicker. You know, you lower to the ground. You stronger. You got the faster hands in this situation. You've taken less punishment. Nah. A jab will win, even if it ain't the most beautiful jab. Just put it on him 2-3 times. James gonna be holding. Oh God, people, I want to touch on something that hurt my heart the other day. Now that I speak of holding, this hurt my heart. I jumped onto a hangout call that we had going on behind the scenes, right? And they asked, how in the world is James gonna win the fight? It was like just asking for predictions, right? And this one guy says, I can see James winning because he's gonna grab and he's gonna clinch all over him, grab, clinch all over him. And I was just like, damn it, we are so used to this bullshit. You know what I mean? We're so used to this. It's like NBA fans being asked, how is the NBA final gonna be won? And it's well, so-and-so's going to keep stepping out of bounds. And not, you know, when the defense gets tough, he's going to step out of bounds. And nobody's going to call it. And he's going to step out of bounds. And then when somebody shoots from the three-point line, they're going to go 10. They're going to go 10. They're not going to get called. It's like in soccer, right? You know, the guy's going to pick up UK football, European football. The guy's going to pick up the ball with his hands, run it in, and throw it in the net, run it. And, you know, it's going to count as a goal. Like, I hate this shit. I literally stopped him mid-sentence. I was like, look, bro, I just want to apologize for the shitty sport that we have given you. Like, we literally go into fights predicting that James DeGale will be able to snuff out us as the fans, cheat us out our dollar, jump Eubank Jr. with the referee, basically jump him, you know, 2-on-1, cheat all night long, and it's okay. It's all right. How in the fuck do we do that as boxing fans? Like I said, no other sport. Hey, man, the pitcher's going to hit Babe Ruth all night long. Every time he comes up, we're going to bean him, all right? Alex Rodriguez comes up to the plate, I'm throwing it at his helmet. Every batter throwing it at the helmet until everybody's concussed on the team and they have to forfeit the game. All of our pitchers, they won't get thrown out. We'll just use one pitcher the whole game, right? We're going to bean everybody, right? That's what we're going to do. And when they charge the mound, we're going to make sure the umpire is there to wrap them up. The plate umpire has to wrap them up. That's what we do in boxing. People, you may laugh, and a lot of people say, ain't holding a part of boxing. Yeah, hitting people in baseball with the ball, it's a part too, but it stops. All right. Stepping out of bounds is a part in basketball, but it stops. I gotta see a lot of people picking DeGale. I mean, if he was at his very best, I think it still would be a tough fight. Because with Eubank, nonetheless, he's relentless. Like that, that's as simple as that. Like DeGale, even at his best, like I said, when he won 7 rounds from Andre Dirrell, Andre's not a relentless kind of fighter. But when he turned up the pressure, DeGale, I won't say he shrunk. He was just fine with say, I'll beat you 7-5. It's something I used to say about DeGale all the time. He is a 7-5 specialist. All right, no more than I got to. And if you're comfortable with your business decisions, like who's your manager, advisor, and your promoter, and you feel like, okay, that's perfectly fine, right? You know you ain't gonna get robbed more than likely. So he's a 7-5 master. He thought he was going to get that do that with Badu Jack, and things suddenly changed. His career changed that night. He has not nowhere near the same since that night. A lot of people like to attribute it to Porky. With Porky, I tell them at least James was punching. At least James came into the first round with Badu Jack, and he was letting his hands go, and he looked nice. Now, from about round 2 on, I ain't have James Gale winning very much. I had him showing a lot of heart, but in the end, it was worth it. You know, it wasn't worth it. I mean, for the fight fans, I can go back and I can watch. Personally, I don't think it's a great fight. I think it's a great performance by Badu Jack and a great show of heart from James DeGale. But great competitive fight going into it, it was. But in the ring, bruh, he got punched to shreds. He got reduced to very look. I mean, that post-fight picture, the post-fight fucking picture of James DeGale with the teeth out and the big head, that will forever be bro. That is one of the worst looks I've ever seen. And then Badu Jack, you know, recently turned out to be one of the other worst looks with the big old slash down his head. Looked like he got struck with a hatchet, right? But yeah, man, I just wanted to touch on that quickly. It's about dinner time for me. I've been on another person's stream. There's a lot of yelling. Hate that shit. You know what I mean? Just hate it. But all in all, I'm hoping we get a good fight. I can hope for that. I can wish for that. That these two perform. Maybe James do got it. Maybe James is not delusional. Maybe James is saying, yo, I'm really up for you. I can't bear to lose to you. I'm really working for you. And you know, working smart, maybe then harder. Probably what his body need right now. So I'm hoping that he shows up, Eubank shows up, and we can give credit either way. But if Eubank just gets on James and James never throws a punch, you got to understand James is probably like, okay, this is my ride out moment. Al Heyman told him he was going to get another title shot. I don't know how that happens. With a loss, but I could see it happen. You know, unfortunately, it shouldn't. I don't want to see. I don't know. I can't tell you what a fighter deserves and what other fighters should be able to do off their name. I really can't say, but if I see this man just shrivel up in the corner and a young man just pouncing and pounding on him, I don't know if I want to see James DeGale again. There's no need. But Eubank should come out and do just what I said, pounce. He should be a snake. Snake bites, you know, a snake bite, but be a bear and finish the job until it's there, you know, until it's done. Stay on the job like a bear would, right? Don't just like the snake, pull back. No, be the snake and try to swallow the prey whole. That kind of snake, you know what I mean? So that's the game plan there. Don't want to see this dude trying to come out here and show you his back foot boxing so you all can like him on Twitter. Don't try to impress. No, fight by the next fight. Try that depending on the next opponent. Styles make fights. He got the style to send James DeGale to the hospital, unfortunately, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. But I appreciate everybody that listening, that listen, and you all that are listening now, you all that will listen in the future. Please hit the thumbs up button whenever you can. If you already have not, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Recently reached over 1,000, and we're making another mark, going for another mark, 1,500, 2,000. We headed for you. All right. So y'all subscribe to the channel if you already hadn't. Share this video with your boxing groups, your sports groups, on your social media, wherever you like to. I appreciate the support. Also, hit the bell icon to get notifications the next time that I go live, or anytime that I upload content. And I may start uploading more content and also doing lives. We'll just have to see. But yeah, ain't no place like low place. And I'm out.